Welcome back to Oops, That Worked, the podcast where happy accidents turn into everyday essentials. Today we're diving into a story that's as sweet as it is surprising. How artificial sweeteners were discovered completely by accident. The accidental discovery. It's the late 19th century, and a Russian chemist named Konstantin Fallberg is hard at work at Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore. His research? Coal tar derivatives? Yes, the same stuff that comes from burning coal. Not exactly the kind of thing you'd associate with something sweet, right? But then, one fateful evening in 1879, Fallberg left the lab after a long day of experiments and sat down for dinner. As he picked up his bread roll and took a bite, he noticed something odd. It was sweet. Not just a little sweet, really sweet. Fallberg was confused. His bread shouldn't taste like that. Then it hit him. He hadn't washed his hands after working in the lab. Lesson learned, always wash your hands after handling chemicals, unless you want to discover the world's first artificial sweetener. What just happened? Rushing back to the lab, Fallberg retraced his steps and soon realized that one of his experiments had produced a substance that was hundreds of times sweeter than sugar. He named it saccharin, the first artificial sweetener in history. At first, saccharin wasn't widely used, but then came World War I and World War II, when sugar became scarce. Suddenly, saccharin was a hero, keeping things sweet without the need for sugar. A whole lot of sweet discoveries. As the years went on, scientists kept accidentally discovering new artificial sweeteners.
Cyclamate, 1937. Discovered when a grad student noticed his cigarette tasted sweet after working in the lab. Aspartame, 1965. Found when a chemist licked his fingers while working on an ulcer drug. Sucralose, 1976. A scientist misheard instructions and tasted a compound he was supposed to test. Surprise! It was sweet.
Apparently, the #1 rule for discovering artificial sweeteners is taste random chemicals in the lab. Just kidding, please don't do that. Sweet success. Today, artificial sweeteners are in everything, from diet sodas to sugar-free gum. Whether you love them or avoid them, their accidental discoveries change the way the world enjoys sweets. So next time you sip a diet soda, remember, it all started with a chemist who forgot to wash his hands and licked his fingers like he had just eaten a bucket of fried chicken. Who needs proper lab safety when accidental discoveries taste this sweet, right? That's it for today's episode of Oops, That Worked. If you love this story, make sure to subscribe and share it with a friend. And remember, mistakes might leave a bad taste in your mouth, unless they're sugar-free. See you next time.